1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. We have sound now. Do we have sound? What is happening? Okay. What just happened, which everything was set up correctly, is the kind of ghost tech bullshit that has been plaguing me for the past week. And I'm losing my mind. I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna straight up lose it because that kind of shit just keeps happening over and over and over again. I'm just getting, I'm being haunted. Being haunted by tech pixies or something. Welcome to the stream, everybody. I'm sorry that our audio wasn't working correctly at first. No idea what's going on. I think my machine has contracted some kind of disease, and it is just angry at life and taking it out on me, which is great. Sweet Shelly subscribed and became a member of the Storm for the very first time. Welcome, welcome. To get us started off here, Mava, thank you so much for the lightning bolt. Cat with the rose. Lydia with the heart me. Cat with the heart me again. Mary with the heart me. Amanda with a mini speaker. Stephanie with the lightning bolts and a whole lot of them. Janine with the heart me. Stephanie with the lightning bolts as well. As you see, we have the goal of 1.5k lightning bolts right off the rip here. And if we can get to that, Candy Thunder is going to come make an appearance. I hope you knew that already, Tater. Candy Thunder is in the house. She is here. Actually, if we hit that goal, Candy Thunder is going to come do the rest of the show for me. Amy Lou with the lightning bolts. Thank you so much, Pam. You as well. Amanda Burns with the Tucker with the turkey. Chip with the 50 lightning bolts. Thank you. Janine with the lightning bolt. Jen here with the heart me. Emmy Lou with lightning bolts. Shaz with the heart me. Cat with the rose. Bonita with the rose as well. Amanda with the music note. Shaz with the lightning bolt. Brittany with the rose. Just Mags with the lightning bolts. Tony Spark sitting 10 feet away from me with the lightning bolts as well. Mel Bell with the lightning bolts. Thank you so much. Dawn with the rose too. I am already way, way, way behind. We will catch up here momentarily. Those lightning bolts are just rolling in. Y'all are awesome. If you're doing the lightning bolts, we will thank you once we hit that goal, which is already at 900. So we're ripping right through it here. We have a question of the day going on here. Cats or dogs? I see answers rolling in already. Brooke, dogs, obs. Frankie J's mama, you can't put Candy on the spot like that. LMAO. I know it typically doesn't go well. But she already knew she was coming on to make an appearance, so we're okay there. We got a lot of mixed answers here. Dogs, dogs, cats, cats, cats. We have both. Candy Thunder, do you have a preference? Dogs or cats? She loves all animals. Freaking Snow White over here. Singing through the forest while the birds just land on her. Sing along. They are attracted to her. The animals just follow her like she's their Khaleesi. Flanking both sides as she walks through the house. It's interesting. What am I? I'd say it's about equal. Yeah, Navy. Toddlers. I'd say if I had to answer most of the time between our animals, Arya is the least annoying, and that's why I would say Arya, because she's just chill and she's not all over you all the time like, I demand love right now. I know you're trying to type with that hand or use your mouse, but Luna, she's horse height, so she comes up underneath and nudges your hand while you're trying to use your mouse at your desk and stuff, and I'm like, what are you doing? Quit it. Animals who are needy like that get a little bit annoying, but I love her to death. She's a great dog. She's just, a big toddler. So yes, we achieved that goal already. So come on over, Candy Thunder. A couple of notes while we're looking at that. We have our goal of 500k likes for the live. Be sure you tap on the screen to like it. We have our little meter up top here that will show us when we're getting all the way there. Candy Thunder is going to be on the next Dusty Thunder podcast. We have another Thunder and Spark podcast to redo, because those tech demons I was telling you about ruined the first one that we recorded a couple of days ago. And we even brought the kids into the studio over the weekend and recorded a whole thing with them that some tech demons ruined as well. So I'm batting 0 right now. It's going really well. My tech confidence is super high right now. That's going great. And also, quick note, we are not going to have the sub-only live today. I apologize, but we have some stuff going on after work, so we will not be able to do that. We'll make it up to you next week and do an extended one, though, okay? All right, Candy Thunder, everybody. Hey-yo! It's Candy Thunder. Step right up to El microphone.
Okay.
Do you want
Hi,
the
guys.
headphones, or do you care about the headphones?
No, I don't need to hear myself.
You don't need to hear yourself? Okay.
No.
All right. Absolute Zero Ackerman is giving somebody happy birthday wishes here. I just missed it. We got to scroll back up here. Brittany, happy birthday to your youngest. Heck yeah.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Sorry. Here, I think it tilted down a little bit.
I think I did that.
Yeah, it's okay. So here, you just come forward instead of me bringing the mic back. Sorry.
Okay.
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 So your preference is all animals then?
Yes. And I did want to say he is having tech issues, but I told him even if we had to scrap the Thunder and Spark podcast because we had an issue and we're going to reshoot it, but it's okay. We're going to move forward. I love you. And it's going to be okay. Hi, Kelly Rose. Infamous. I am infamous.
It's been very frustrating for the past 4 or 5 days. I've had a lot of projects get scrapped because of either random crap or mistakes that I've made. And
no, he takes it on, he puts it on his shoulders, but it is what it is, and we're gonna move forward and it'll be fine.
Dogs are the only correct answer, Nigel.
I love all animals, truly, although not snakes. I'm sorry. And I know spiders aren't an animal, but I'm not fond of those either.
I don't know that we've told them the Harley squirrel story. Okay, so yeah, I'll tell you this real quick. It was a couple of weeks ago. We were at Candy's parents' house, Peggy and Cy, and we were down there, and the kids were playing around, and I was doing something with Cy, and Harley is their rescue dog, who's just a mix, and she's a great dog, like a great dog.
Yeah.
She likes to hunt squirrels. So she had a squirrel cornered into a tree that was kind of on an island. So it couldn't jump to another tree. Couldn't do anything like that. So it was sitting there waiting patiently, and Harley just sat there for like an hour straight, just statue pose. And we're like, oh man. Mm-hmm. Well, about 20 minutes later, you hear this scream, and it's the squirrel scream. So she got the squirrel, and she was shaking it in her mouth, and it was scream. I mean, a squirrel scream is something different if you never heard it. So This is happening, and Candy Thunder and Ava go sprinting across the yard, waving their arms, going, Harley, no! Harley, put it down! So Harley drops it, and of course, at this point, it's
not savable.
It's not going to make it.
It's still alive, but it's not savable, and it was really hard to watch.
It's not going to make it anyway. But
no, she broke its leg.
Candy Thunder and Ava running through the yard trying to prevent this from happening was going to be just crazy. Oh, you're out of shot. He's telling you to scoot up forward.
Okay. Yeah. It was terrible. And that's not the first one. I actually saved one of the squirrels that she had gotten before. Like, I made her put it down, but she is a very fast dog and she doesn't want any animals in her yard. They live on like 7 acres. So she's killed probably like 10 at least.
She's a huntress.
Yeah.
She definitely is.
You'd think the squirrels would just, pack up and go home, but
not the case.
No, they taunt her.
Not the case at all. Okay, I'll go ahead and dive into the first story here, and I love you. Somebody's going to get grossed out by the kissy noise again. I'll dive into our first story of the day. We have a good mix here. Are they all follower submissions today, Tony Spark?
No, there's a couple.
Okay.
Quite a few follower submissions.
Okay, we have quite a few follower submissions here. If you've been following the Reddit madness, yeah, that definitely affects what we're able to use or able to find. But for them, we're fine. It's fine. We're fine. Let me get rid of the question of the day here, and we'll go ahead and start recording because we are starting to use these stories as individual posts as well. So we're starting to post twice a day. And let me set our next goal before we do that. I'm not going to tell you what it is until I get it set because anything you send through before then will not count toward it. Let me thank all of our people who helped us meet this goal first, though. We've got Willow Queen, Chip, we've got Emma Vasallo, Jenny, Sweet Shelley, Mama Bear, Olivia and Sons, Becky Morby, Dawn Banks, Cuban Queen, Sarcasm and Sage, Fly on the Wall, C Sizzle, Lene Net. Okay, sorry. Dylan Sprague. We've got Kat Jonah. We've got Mava Loves. We've got Lovely Girl, Elise Newman, Tony Spark, Katie Opp, Robin, Amelia, We've got Pam Knows Ecstasy. Tina Marie. Every time I see it, it throws me off. Tina Marie and a Dawn. Just Mags. We've got Brenda Bell, AK Marie. We've got Sheba Girl, Alaskan Assassin. There we go. Sorry, it took me a minute to figure that one out. Alaskan Assassin. Katso. We've got Lydia Tramp Music and Shaz5991. Thank you guys so much for contributing to that. So let me get the next one set up here right quick. Tony Sparks got me all. He's got a game plan in place here. So I just got to find this stuff. Bear with me for just a moment. I found the thing. I found the thing. We need X number. And what's happening? Oh, this one yields a cake story. Is my cap lock on? Is it not on? It's a mystery at this point. Okay. And there we go. We've got a goal of 400 pieces of cake for a cake story. There are a potential of 3 cake stories today. Yeah, I know. Okay, we'll go ahead and dive into our first story here. Reddit drama. Yes, there is Reddit drama. Hazel Love, thank you so much. Says, you two are so cute. Seeing you together gives me hope that I'll find a good man someday. I tell you what, it took both of us getting to a place where we didn't need someone else in our lives. And the timing, of course, had to be right too. And we both, had children already. We were both divorced. It got to a place that worked. And I think it mostly worked because there was no pressure behind it. We didn't need it to happen. It fit. Anyway, this one is a follower submission. Opie, if you're in the house and you want to raise your hand and claim the story, that is your choice. This is, am I the astronaut for not going to my uncle's wedding and going fishing? Backstory, 6 years ago, I, female 30, then 24, married my high school sweetheart, male 29, then 23. I had invited my uncle and cousins. In fact, his daughter was one of my 7 bridesmaids. My uncle showed up before my wedding at 8 a.m. to drop my cousin off to get ready with us girls. He brought me my favorite coffee and informed me that he and my male cousin would not be attending the wedding. His current girlfriend would pick his daughter up after the reception. Obviously, I asked what was wrong, and it happened that they would not be in attendance. They were going fishing, and my cousin needed to drive him and breathe into the breathalyzer in his car. I have not talked to my uncle in 6 years. In fact, our 6-year wedding anniversary is in June 2023. So now present day, I received an RSVP for my uncle's wedding. He is marrying one of my parents' best friends. I wrote back on the not attending line, going fishing. Well, his bride-to-be called my mother yelling that I upset my uncle and I'm holding a grudge for his struggle and I need to forgive him. I told her of my 6 uncles, even the one that I hated the most and who struggles with addiction and is in and out of jail, took a shower, dressed up, stayed sober, and stood at the back of the church away from everyone and even left me a thing of flowers. But he went fishing and got drunk as a skunk and made his barely 16-year-old with a learner permit drive him home. I wasn't mad. I'm not mad, but I haven't talked to him in 6 years. Why would I attend? In fact, I'm going to be watching my female's cousin's baby because she's 7 months pregnant and the baby will be 2 months old at the time of the wedding so his daughter can go. Am I the astronaut? Wowza. We are over halfway there on our cake goal. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. Christopher Museum Girl, Emmy Lou, LJ, Nikki, Sweet Shelly, Michelle, Heather, Jenny, Tony Spark again, Victor, Dawn, Twinkle Saz, Faith Ski, John Paul, Twinkle Saz again, Esther, Twisted Crazy Old Lady, Pam K, Ishtara, Sweet Shelly, Amanda Burns. Thank you guys so much. Kelly Rose Holmes, Krista Museum Girl again. Thank you guys so much. This is a tricky situation. So the question is, am I the asshole for not going to my uncle's wedding and going fishing? Are you actually going fishing, OP? Is OP in chat? That would be super cool if you were. Is OP in chat? So, okay, you said you were going fishing. I think the real question here is, am I the asshole for not going to my uncle's wedding? No. That is not the asshole thing. Let's piece this out. Am I the asshole for not going to my uncle's wedding? No. Not the asshole. You guys aren't in contact even. You haven't talked to him in 6 years. Whatever. Don't go. Now, are you the asshole for writing going fishing On the RSVP not attending line, maybe. It was unnecessary. You could have just not gone. Now you had, if you're looking at tit for tat here and what you have the right to do, and Candace and I discussed this gauge of, or basically this spectrum of appropriate responses with someone recently. And at the very bottom of that, I classified it as what you have the right to do. So it's the minimum of the gauge based on what you have the right to do. And yes, you had the right to do this. You had the right to be shitty back because it was a very shitty thing that they did, but you didn't have to do that. That was them. Now, so that's the bottom of the appropriate responses because it's something you have the right to do. At the very top of it would be like you going above and beyond, right? So that would have been like you actually going to the wedding, you actually getting them something. Obviously, you're not doing that, but there's this whole realm of things that you can do in here between the bare minimum, what's acceptable based on what they did, and then going above and beyond. So at the very bottom of that, I think, is what you did. And that is you wrote on the not attending line, going fishing. You could have just not gone. So let's take a look at this for a second. Now, if you had actually already planned to go fishing, completely different story. If you just wrote that to just take a dig back at them, it's potentially an asshole move because you didn't have to do it back. OP is in chat. Okay. Is it B Pharrell? Heck yeah. Love it when OP is in chat. Okay, so we've got the spectrum of what's acceptable response-wise here. And yeah, I mean, it was an asshole thing for your uncle to do, to say he was going fishing. I mean, he did it in a nicer way. He brought you coffee and said that you weren't going. It was still a really shitty thing to do. But writing this back on the not attending line could have been done differently. Maybe not should have been done, but could have been done differently. Now, you not going is no problem at all. No problem with that at all. And in this case, it's... I hate even putting you in an asshole classification. If you're anything, it's a 4 because it could have been done differently. Not that you had to, but it could have been done differently. And I guess it all comes down to, like, you know, your character. Is it, if somebody treats you badly, would you reciprocate or would you just move on? I think that's what it comes down to, is what is in character for you. It could have been done differently. The dig wasn't necessary. It is acceptable because of the reciprocation. It's, you know, what he did to you back in the past, and you haven't seen him for 6 years. So not going is one issue, and not an asshole at all for that. It is, you know, the message that you wrote on there that took the dig that is potentially problematic, and it could have been done differently. Not that it should have, but it could have. Okay, Nikki says, Opie, I would have wrote that on it. It's petty and it's good, not asshole at all. We got a whole bunch of NTA here. And I don't necessarily think you're an asshole for this, but I think it could have been done differently. Sometimes petty is as petty does, Candy Thunder. There we go. See, even she's saying NTA here and disagreeing with me, and that's okay. That's completely okay. I'm putting myself in your shoes here and saying, you know, how did you feel? I guess this is a question for you, OP. How did you feel? How did you feel whenever your uncle did this to you? Sometimes you got to be petty. Petty isn't asshole in my opinion. Sure. I get that. I completely get it. Melon Tart, petty isn't a thing anymore. We're just matching energy. And that's where the reciprocation comes on. Okay. So B Pharrell says whenever he did this to them, it was, you were hurt and upset. I get it. I completely get it. So in your position, I think if I'm looking at the potential of writing something back there, it's, do I want to make them hurt and upset as well? And if that was the mission accomplished. And if you knew that what he did back then was an asshole thing, you were willing to step up and do an asshole thing in order to cause some pain. So you were intentionally an asshole in order to achieve that objective. And not that you didn't have the right to do it, you just had other options available. Ironically, Fancy said she would have been the asshole if she showed up and said, "I'm going fishing," which is exactly what the uncle did. I mean, he came by and said, "Hey, here's a coffee. I'm going fishing." B. Farrell, I just wasn't sure because after 6 years, he never called. Nisi, maybe that's it. Maybe we need a petty flag. I get it. And I completely get not going too. Completely get not going. And it's been, so 6 years is basically since that conversation when he showed up and he's like, "Hey, I'm not coming." You haven't talked to him since then. Jarby says, sometimes being petty at times is the only way for us to heal from past experiences. Maybe this was a closure thing. I mean, how do you feel now since you took that swing back, even though it was 6 years later? Do you feel better? I mean, did it bring you any closure from that pain that he caused before? Never called back or reached out twice after the wedding. Wow. But hey, he's going to invite you because you might bring him a gift, right? Andrea joined and became a member of the Storm. Welcome to the fam. Glad to have you here. Okay, B. Farrell says, "I feel better, LOL. And I reached out to do brunch after this." Okay, hold on. So now that you took the swing back, now you guys are going to go out to lunch together. So it's provided some closure for you, and now that you're even, you guys can both move on from this. That's interesting. If that's the case, then this actually had a positive outcome. So while you did have different options available, getting closure and taking the swing back and causing him some pain, hopefully, made him realize how shitty he did, or how shitty it was for him to do what he did previously. And if you guys are both like, "Yeah, see," and now you can go have lunch together and be cool, then great. It had a positive outcome, which is awesome. Yeah, but still not attending, just having lunch. That's okay. That's completely okay. You're doing something together. You're actually communicating now. So in that lunch, it will be interesting to see or to hear about how the conversation goes, and if this brings you guys some closure, and if you can actually have at least a decent relationship moving on. As a dyslexic, you need the shirt, Kezia. These are actually available on our swag shops. We have 2 of them going right now. If you go to our link tree, which is linked in the bio, you will see the top 2 buttons there are for both of the swag shops. Lessons were learned by the uncle. Yeah, I mean, you caused enough pain to create some change, if not change, at least some accountability. And you guys are now going to go to lunch and actually talk. So, hey, it worked. If you had just not shown up, that wouldn't have happened. So you actually took what could have been an asshole action that actually provided or yielded a positive outcome, which is super rare. So congratulations. Yes, please let us know how brunch goes in July. That'll be very interesting. Okay. Cool. Something you don't see very often. Very cool. Okay, we are at 360 of 400 with our cakes right now. Let me do a little bit of catch up here real quick. Let me stop that recording. Holy cow. I keep losing my mouse when I go up to that monitor. I keep losing it. Dana, My Story, FTFA, Dylan, Michael Cujo, Dana Wise, Robin, Snaily, Kez, Andy with Annie, Dana Wise again, Kez, Snaily, Frankie J's mama, Kristen, Henrietta, Nilsson. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Dana, Juniper, Jill, Snaily, Twinkle Saz, Zalina, Juniper, Lily, Glossy Girl, Pam K, Courtney Burns, Fane, Juniper Lily, Angel Eyes, Peggy. Thank you guys so much for sending those gifts through. Appreciate it very much. I know I'm missing some. I'm trying to keep up though. We have another follower submission to dive into here. We're at 372 of 400 on those right now. Also, the Storm, our VIP group, is sitting at 360 of 400 right now. We were at 350 of a previous goal, and blew past that somehow. So absolutely crazy. Before I even start on the next story, yeah, we're like 8 away to unlock a cake story here. So I'm gonna I'm going to go ahead and scroll down to it and get this guy queued up. I'm done doing it. I'm getting down there. This would be the first one at the end of the dock, right, Tony? Hey, yo, we got that achieved. Heck yeah. Let me get some confetti rocking here and give some thanks. Emma Vassallo, Sweet Shelley, Elise Newman, Juniper Lily, Pirate Pups, Jenny T, Tony Spark, Chip 26581, Candy Thunder, Michelle Heather. I don't know who that Candy Thunder is, but she's hot. Her profile picture is hot. Hot. Who's this guy kissing on you in that profile picture? I don't know what's going on there. Sarcasm and Sage, AK Marie, Anda Dawn, Twinkle Sass, Esther, Krista Museum Girl, Pam Knows Ecstasy, Jillios Realm, Sunny Sass, Sally, Sunny Sassy Sally, Dump Truck Driver, we got Mama Bear, JCK Trades, Kez, we got Fane, we've got Snail Girl, we've got Dylan Sprague, we got Don Banks, Your Boy Savage, Robin Amelia, Henrietta Nielsen, I'm butchering that. I'm certain of it. I'm sorry. Henriette. Becky Morby. We got High Moose Jarby. Happily Chrissy. Lisa Russell. Maven Loves. Just Mags. Ishtara. Blue Easter. Sweet Evil. Call Me Gracie. Dana Wise. Tammy L. Brenda Bell. Courtney Burns. C. Sizzle. And Shadow 59414. Thank you guys so much. Unlock the cake story, y'all. Unlock the cake story. Let me get our next one set up while we're celebrating here, and we will get it going. We'll just have a little dance party while we're getting this set up. What is this one? What is it? What is it? Okay. We've got confetti. We've got 80 of them for Tony to shoot confetti at me again, and for hopefully him to give me some kind of visual warning ahead of time so that I don't. So that Candy Thunder shaking her head no, because last time he did it without saying anything, and I might have peed a little. It might have happened. It scared the shit out of me. The shit out of me. Jules. So, we aren't posting the lives afterward moving forward. We're actually going to be posting the stories from this live, though. We'll be working them in as we post our normal posts. So we're posting twice a day now, and we're trying to work these in like the afternoon post. Maybe morning. It just depends. You'll see. But you'll see the stories from it. Okay. Let me get all scenes switched here, and let me find our cake story. Here we go. Here it is. It's a freaking cake story. Okay. This one is from the AITA subreddit, and it is, am I the astronaut for letting my daughter have a peanut butter cake when my nephew is allergic? Oh, no. So my daughter recently turned 7, and for our family party, she asked for a peanut butter and chocolate cake. I agreed. I let my sister know not to bring my nephew 3 because of his allergy. It's so bad that he can't even be near or breathe in peanut butter particles. She asked if I would change the cake to be just chocolate so my nephew could come. I said no, that it was my daughter's cake and she can have peanut butter if she wants peanut butter. She called me unreasonable because my daughter could have had the peanut butter cake with her friend party. She didn't have cake with her friends, just had pizza. She said that my daughter needs to learn to compromise for the sake of the family. I told her that I would talk to my daughter, but not to expect a 7-year-old to choose her baby cousin over her favorite cake. Am I the asshole? My conversation with my daughter played out just like I predicted, and when I told my sister, she called my daughter selfish and ungrateful. Oh. Hodor. She said that I'm a bad parent because I taught her to hate her nephew. She threatened that if my nephew wasn't welcome, that neither she nor my husband nor her... She threatened that if my nephew wasn't welcome, that neither she nor her husband would come either. I said that was fine because she wasn't welcome either. I then reached out to my brother-in-law to let him know what was going on and to tell him he was still welcome if he wanted to come. He thanked me, but said he would stay home to support my sister. Yeah, bro, if you went to that party, that would have been a dangerous move. Her party came and went, and my sister is still being very distant and cold. This has me wondering if I was too harsh to her and my nephew or too soft on my daughter. Am I the asshole? Amanda Turner. Resubbing for month 3 with the storm. Glad to have you still in the fam. Tony Sparks sending confetti through. We are confetti focused right now. Oh, Miles Griff. Miles. Miles, the editing wonder, is over here jumping on as well. Jenny, Skittle, Michelle, thank you guys so much for sending those through. Sweet Shelly, you as well. LT just subscribed and said on the auto for month 5. Glad to have you still in the fam. Heck yeah. Creepy Spice, thank you. This one's tough. This one's really tough. What do you guys think? NTA, it's her birthday. That's my gut reaction here is that, it's a 7-year-old kid who isn't allergic to peanut butter, and that's the kind of cake they want. And typically, the birthday person gets the cake that they want. If there's someone else who either doesn't like it or is allergic to it, then they just need to not be there for it, right? I mean, are you going to punish your child, which is what this equates to? Are you going to punish your child by not allowing them to have the birthday cake that they asked for because they have a cousin that's allergic? Allergies suck. I know nobody wishes it was this way. They wish it could be different. They wish that he could be there, but this is what she wanted. So for his safety, he just needs to not be around it. My gut says NTA. You give your kid the cake that they want at their birthday party. The kid would have taken this as I'm being punished because my cousin is allergic. There would have been a resentment built there that would have lasted for likely a long ass time. There are other options available though. What do you guys think? Okay, Lauren, here's some good feedback. Lauren says, as someone who had to make those sacrifices for my own cousin, I'm happy she got her cake. There we go. If the kid in this case had to sacrifice, they would have felt like they were being punished and they would have resented that. NTA. Yenny says if the sister cared so much, she should buy her son a personal cake. It's not just that though. Her kid can't even be around it, can't breathe it in. And that's the tough part, is that he can't even attend because he has that allergy. And a lot of peanut allergies are like that. We have one peanut allergy kid who grew out of it, and we have one still in it. What if she wanted the cake, but the sibling was allergic? Would she still have done it? Jana, that's a good question, because there's not really a way for the sibling to go away. Or is there? That's interesting. So, the tough part here is that it wasn't just that the kid couldn't be there or that the kid couldn't have the cake. It's that they couldn't be there because of that allergy. Yeah, peanut allergies are terrible. LT agreed. And they were having 2 parties, but the other party, with the friend party, they were just having pizza. They weren't doing a cake. Sammy says, or what about any other time in life when the same problem occurs? Amy says, I'd have a separate peanut butter cake for another time so the nephew could still come. Gwendolyn says, I have nut allergies and I never was expecting my sisters not to have their cakes. Okay, so then we've got the other side of the spectrum there too. We've got someone who has an allergy saying I would never expect that of someone, and then someone who had to sacrifice that for their cousins who had the allergy that said, I'm glad the kid got her cake because I wish I would have. That's tough. It is very tough. I'm saying NTA because it's a 7-year-old kid that's not going to understand. They're just going to feel like they're being punished on their birthday of all times. And that is extremely tough. There are different ways to go about it. And you could have started teaching her now that sometimes you have to make these concessions for people who have allergies and just deal with the backlash. And you could have had 2 cakes, Jackie, like you're saying here, one for the party and give the peanut butter cake another time. Could have done that. It would have been a concession, and she wanted this at her party. So, it's tough. It's tough. Be the change. I'm sorry, but what kid even knows about peanut butter cake? This kid, apparently. What kind of cake do you want? Peanut butter and chocolate. Favorite cake on the birthday party? I would never deprive a kid of the cake that they specifically wanted and asked for. And it goes for adults too. Same thing. We read cake stories there, and it's like, the pineapple upside down cake story. This is the cake that this girl wanted And it's all she wanted. Didn't even want gifts or anything. And her boyfriend showed up with the oh shit cake from the grocery store. Didn't even have her name scribbled on it. Just the panic cake. It's not it. That wasn't an allergy thing, but she wanted the cake that she wanted. It was the thing. On birthdays, you get the cake that you want. Trina Marie, good point there. Kid is going to have to learn how to manage his allergies in the future. It's unfortunate, but life. Agreed. Alina with the Thunder Bay. Hello, good to see you. Nikki, that's my favorite cake. Let them eat cake. It's their 7-year-old kid on their birthday. Let them have the kind of cake that they want. And, maybe next year, or maybe when she gets a little bit older and she can make that choice. But I think letting the kid choose at least takes the element out of it that they're going to feel like they're being punished. They have the choice. She had the conversation and still ended up the same way. Uncle Johnny, thank you so much for the heart meme. Mal, thank you for the cake. Tony Spark, thanks, pal. Appreciate it, man. Jenny with the cake. Sarah Bro with the rose. Tony Spark with confetti there. Dylan Sprague with confetti as well. Miles Griff with the confetti. Was that from before? It's Robin with an eye with the cake as well. Jenny with confetti. Candy Thunder with confetti there too. Awesome. No, we are confetti focused right now. Dylan, thank you so much. Miles, thank you so much. Charlie Diego with the heart me. Brenda with the rose. User 368. A whole bunch of other numbers. Thank you for the cake. Appreciate that. Raven Gal with the cake. Mal with the heart me. Lisa with the cake as well. Valerie with the stars. Melissa with the rose. Lisa with the balloons. Brenda with the heart me. Valerie with the star again. Lisa with the heart me and the confetti. Mal with the birthday cake. Heck yeah. Well timed with the birthday cake there. Lisa, Chow, and Valerie. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate that. Should get 2 cakes, one for the party and the peanut butter one with dinner later. Angel Eye says, I always ask if any food has cinnamon in it so I know if I can eat it or not. Yeah, Brady, my youngest boy, has a peanut allergy still. He has not grown out of it. Ava had a peanut allergy, but ended up growing out of it. So, and still doesn't like it. Still isn't like, that's my jam, but doesn't have any kind of reactions or anything to it now. So, let the kid have the cake. They had the conversation. She asked if she would be willing to swap that out. And at this point had already said, like, what kind of cake do you want? Peanut butter and chocolate? Okay. And then made the call to her sister or brother. So they had already had that initial conversation. The kid already had the understanding that she was going to be having peanut butter and chocolate cake. If in the very beginning of this conversation, she would have been like, I'm sorry, we can't do peanut butter, at least at the family party. We could do it after. That would be a different situation. But because of how this was approached from the rip, and she said okay to the peanut butter and chocolate cake right from the beginning, it would be hard to backpedal on that as a parent. Now, next year, she could take a different approach to it. There are other options available. In this scenario, because of the way that it started off, NTA for letting her have the cake that she said she would let her have. Still a difficult situation. Still not a fun situation. Okay, let me scroll back up to our next story here, get my place back, and we'll be in good shape there. We're at 58 of 80 of our confetti goal. We're at 2 of 400 of the overall subscriber goal. And we are at, it's kind of hard to see. I got to enlarge that screen. 36% of our likes goal. Be sure you tap the screen to make sure you like the stream, and please share it as well. I like when you share things. Okay, we'll dive into our next one here. The next one is a follower submission. Again, OP, if you're in chat and want to claim your story, feel free. This one is, am I the astronaut for not taking care of my boyfriend's dog? I suppose this means like actual dog and not foot. Which is the thing, right? Which is the thing with the kids right now, because Ava says put your dogs away when she's talking about feet. Candy Thunder says, why are teenagers trying to cancel feet? Like nobody, like sandals are not okay anymore. She said she got shamed yesterday by 2 teenagers for wearing sandals. Apparently, they're not supposed to be able to see your toes anymore. You're supposed to cover up your dogs. You're supposed to put your dogs away. Anyway. Am I the asshole for not taking care of my boyfriend's dog? A while back, I posted on a Reddit throwaway account this story and was deemed not the a-hole. But against my better judgment, I decided to give the relationship another try. And now here I am, once again, wondering if I'm in the wrong. A bit of a recap. Previously, after 2 years of dating, my boyfriend, 28 male, and I, 29 female, moved in together into a 5th floor apartment in the city. It didn't have an elevator. What happened? Are we gone? Are we back? Are we gone? What? See? Tech demons. It's the tech ghosts are now attacking everything. All right, is anybody syncing?
No, you're good.
Do you have your drive set to pause? Okay.
You're on.
I think we don't know what's happening. The ghosts are invading all of the tech. Nobody knows what's happening. Okay. Oh, now I got a hat on. There we go. Okay. Diving back into it, I'll start from the beginning of the story here. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. A while back, I posted on a Reddit throwaway account this story and was deemed not the a-hole. But against my better judgment, I decided to give the relationship another try, and now here I am once again wondering if I'm in the wrong. A bit of a recap. Previously, after 2 years of dating, my boyfriend, 28 male, and I, 29 female, moved in together into a 5th floor apartment in the city. It didn't have an elevator, I should add. He had his dog, 4 years old, Pudge, and I had mine, 10 years old, Ivar. He had his dog, 4 years old, Pudge, and I had mine, 10 years old, Ivar, which we brought with us. We had been taking care of them on our own separately until moving in together. At first, we had our routine. We'd go for a long morning walk before work. I'd come home on lunch to potty the dogs by myself. Then in the evening, we would go for another long walk together. 6 months later, boyfriend stopped walking the dogs with me altogether. He also stopped buying his dog food. Both dogs eat separate food, so I ended up buying both bags each month that cost between $60 to $80 a piece. It even went as far as taking and paying for his dog to see the vet after we had gone hiking. Pudge slipped down an embankment and we thought he broke his leg. I have pet insurance, so when we took him in, I covered the out-of-pocket costs of what insurance didn't. Boyfriend said since we lived together, there was no need to pay me back for any of it. I did confront him about all of this, and he said since he works a physical job and is tired from working so hard, once he's walked up the stairs, he won't walk back down. He also said since he makes more money and pays most of the bills, that I need to be grateful for what he does for us. Go ahead and fly them right now. I told him none of this was fair to me or his dog, but he just responded with, since I am doing it all with Ivar anyway, it shouldn't matter that I do the same for Pudge. I then refused to take Pudge out in the morning and evenings. Pudge would whine at the door when I left without him, and I felt really bad for leaving him. But for about a week after, boyfriend would come trudging down the stairs after me with Pudge in tow. So I thought my plan was working until the morning of the original post. When Ivar and I went out on our morning walk, and upon our return, boyfriend was walking out of the apartment with Pudge. He walked past me and didn't say a word. When I walked into the apartment, I saw Pudge had peed on the floor and hadn't been fed. I wasn't mad at the dog at all. It just made me really sad and angry with the boyfriend. After that, we argued some more, and he told me his behavior wouldn't change. I ended up leaving him and moving back home for a while with both dogs. He didn't want the responsibility of taking care of Pudge anymore. So here we are currently. Boyfriend had a job change, and he's moved back into the area. We started seeing one another again after he told me how much he missed me and the dogs. He bought a house that has a nice sized yard and wanted us to move back in with him. I've been here 3 weeks now. The dogs and I are settled in, and everything has been pretty nice. Here is where I think I might be the asshole. He still hasn't apologized for how he behaved when we were living in the apartment. I'm holding on to this grudge. I won't let him take Pudge anywhere alone or even let him get into a normal routine with him. I know this is wrong because Pudge was his for 4 years, but he was forcibly given to me. He's been under my care for months, and I'm scared that boyfriend is going to try to pull the same crap as last time. We have talked about this, and he feels like he's done nothing wrong. Boop. He was under a lot of pressure at his last job that left him stressed and tired. He expected me, as his partner, to support him and pick up the slack. At the time, none of this was communicated to me, and it still feels like a poor excuse. Life doesn't stop just because things get tough. He wants to take Pudge back as his dog. He says we can go back to how it was before I left the first time. I told him no, and if anything goes sideways, Pudge will be staying with me. We've argued about it a couple of times now, but I am holding my ground. I'm not sure about our relationship. I think I was too swept up in the familiar emotions and jumped the gun to move back in with him. Am I the asshole for holding on to these feelings and not letting him take over full ownership of Pudge? Most people are in agreement here. Most people are in agreement here. Mal, thank you so much for the duck. Tammy, thank you for the rose. Mal with the goggles. Sarah with the roses. Thank you so much. Justina with the rose. Sarah with the heart me. Justina with the heart me. Tony Spark with another confetti there. Eros with the paper crane. Mal with the elephant trunk. Heck yeah, that's a new one. Sarah with the confetti. Mal with the butterfly. Care Bear with confetti. Mal with the coral. Care Bear with the heart me. Dylan with the hat and mustache. Jamar guy with the heart me. Care Bear with a whole lot of confetti there. Mal with the cap. Tony Spark with confetti. Mal with guitar and a fruits hat and the hat and mustache and the hearts. Thank you guys so much. Martina in Ireland, good to see you. Glad you got to hang out with us. Okay, so a couple of thoughts here. I think Brozo here took the approach. Where are those Brozo emotes, by the way? Where the Brozo emotes be? We need some of them. Yeah, why did she go back, Devil Woman? That's right. I don't know. When you are at least a married couple or in a relationship where you've gotten to the point where you're doing everything with a team approach, his expectation that she would pick up the slack for him is maybe got a little bit of validity to it, but it doesn't happen the way that he was trying to make it happen. It doesn't happen because you force it upon someone and you're like, I ain't doing it, you do it. That's not how teamwork goes. That's just shirking responsibility and shoving it onto someone else. That's not the teamwork approach that he was talking about that he thought would happen, and he didn't communicate that back then either. If he wanted something like that to happen, it would have had to have been some communication to the effect of, hey, I'm getting my ass kicked by work right now. I straight up don't have the energy to go do the evening walk, which I'm sure he did. It was just, he just didn't want to. But if he would have communicated that and said, would you mind doing this? That would have been a different conversation. Instead of, as soon as I come up the stairs, I'm not coming back down. You're already doing it with one dog. Might as well do it with two. Maybe it wasn't how he said it. Maybe it was what he said, which is the reverse of what typically gets thrown at me. My tone is a problem sometimes. But he didn't communicate the way that he should have communicated if he wanted that teamwork approach to be able to help him out in this area. Now, the other side of it is, it was his dog. And that's a double-edged blade in this case because it's his dog. He should have been taking care of it. They weren't married. They were just living together. He should have kept up the responsibility with it instead of being like, and then letting her take the dog, not letting her, forcing her to take the dog with her whenever she left. He was forcibly given to her. So he essentially abandoned his dog by doing that. Now he wants them all back. Behavior probably hasn't changed. He said he apologized. Well, no, he didn't apologize. He didn't apologize for how he acted back then and still feels like he's done nothing wrong. So the big red flag in all of this isn't necessarily tied to the dogs. It's anything that you need some kind of teamwork approach on. Anything. He's going to have this communication style of you do it instead of, hey, would you mind helping me out by doing this thing? And he's using ammo of, I make more money, I pay for more things, so you should do these things. Brozo move. Not smart. How has that changed? Is that different now? Seriously doubt. Is OP in chat? We have not seen OP, correct? Becky, I agree. Becky says shouldn't have gone back with no apology. Devil One, good point here. If it's like this with animals, imagine how it will be with kids. Jarby says she should never have moved back in with him. Mesmerize, I don't know how gifted subs work on TikTok. I know that's a Facebook thing. I don't know how they work on TikTok. Stella says late to the live again, but great to be able to come here. Are these also still coming to Spotify? Yes. What we're doing on the Spotify side now is we're actually putting these together as a compilation instead of just doing the whole live. So you have to listen to the thanks and all the in between stuff. It'll be a compilation of the stories. Tony's got his hand cannon out. He's ready to shoot me. Yeah, he's got his hand cannon. He's got his deagle. Okay. Yeah. In this case, Jay Lee, the red flag is how he abandoned his dogs, in my humble opinion, poor puppies. That too. Like the biggest red flag for me was how he looks at a partnership and how he looks at him being the primary breadwinner is the dictation of how things should be split up workload wise. That's a huge problem because it's going to affect so many other areas in life. How he abandoned his dog is another huge red flag. I mean, there's an emotional detachment there that can't be overlooked. That sucks too. I'm calling this an NTA. It was not a smart move to move back in, though, before resolving all of this shit. This is definitely something that should have been resolved ahead of time. Okay, let me get to our thanks here. Let me get some music rocking. Okay, Jenny T, Miles Griff, Hunter Girl, Care Bear, Tony Spark, Candy Thunder, Josh and Gammy, Pirate Puffs, Twinkle Says, DJ JM, we got Sweet Shelly, Maven Loves, Me Sweetie, Michelle Heather, Valerie Sam Camper. Jeez, that's loud. Holy crap. Holy crap. Jelios Realm, Dylan Sprague, we've got Emerald Sea Mermaid, Pam Knows Ecstasy, Some Tom Tom, Sararella, we've got Dump Truck Driver, Iforian, we've got It's Rowan C, we've got AK Mary, Creepy Spice, Nettie 73 Luera, and Jarby. Thank you all so much for contributing and making this fun. And it's everywhere. It's everywhere. Everywhere. Do the classic. Sorry, I didn't mean to blow into the microphone there. Oh, there's even more. There's even more coming out there. This is different. It's that different kind. It's all curled up. The little ones didn't work, so they just took the caps off and threw them. Hey! Did that one work? Nice! I'm not going to breathe it in this time. I got to find the clip of where I breathed that one in and choked on it. I had to get it all off my keyboard and mouse here. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Let me get the next one set up here. Oh, golly. We're going to unlock another cake story. It's going to happen. It is going to happen. Let me find it. Let me find it. I've gone too far. There we go. Okay, got it. Got it. We've got a cake story and confetti. They're going to be unlocked here. The second cake story today. And we're doing the birthday cakes. The round birthday cakes. Yeah. You guys are awesome. No crackfetti this time. No crackfetti. It's on my water. Get off of there. So it goes down to my mouse pad. It is everywhere. Literally everywhere. Did you bring your shop back again, Tony? Yeah. You brought his shop back last time and cleanup was a cinch. We'll just leave it here till the morning. We'll get it in the morning. You look like Mardi Gras over here. No crackfetti. Nope. No crackfetti. Okay. We will dive into the next one here. That one was an NTA. Moving back in, though, before all of that resolved is probably going to come back and bite her in the ass. It's dangersome. That's for damn sure. Definitely danger zone. Okay, let me kill that one real quick, and we'll get started for the next one. We are at 5:30 at the cake right now. We're at 362 of 400 with the members of the storm, and we are currently sitting at 53% of the 500K likes goal. So please make sure you're tapping the screen to be liking it and recording those likes for us here. Oh, goodness. Question up here from Snowline. Can you post a replay of us getting shot by a cannon? I need to find some of the clips of those. We do have some of them saved. Definitely have some of them. Frankie J's mama, that's what she said. Hey-o, Vita Tremble's in the house here. Good to see you here. Okay. We're going to go ahead and get started with the next one, which is another follower submission. Oop. Let me start recording. This next one is another follower submission. So again, OP, if you're in the house and want to claim your story, feel free to. This one is, am I the astronaut for refusing to... I'm going to try... Words are hard. It's a good time to talk about the Words Are Hard t-shirt that is available in both of our swag stores that you can find through Linktree, which is linked in our bio. Am I the astronaut for refusing to replace something I broke? There. Got it that time. For context, I, 32-year-old female, recently broke up with my boyfriend, 32-year-old male. We dated for a little over a year, and while we did have some good times, also had a lot of problems in that time. During the course of the relationship, I did a lot to help my ex who experienced a lot of hardships while we were together. I would give money, and not small amounts, sometimes hundreds of dollars at a time, to help him with whatever was happening at the time, usually with the understanding that he would pay me back as soon as he was able. Unfortunately, this never happened, but there would almost always come about another problem that he needed money for. This even included allowing him to use a credit card of mine that I had recently paid off, which he quickly maxed out the $5,000 limit, still with promises of repayment. I was always happy to give because I loved him and genuinely wanted to help. This continued to be an issue, though, because I asked that he, at the very least, make the monthly payment on the card since he is the one who created the balance, but he never seemed to be able to come through consistently, if at all. Things ended between us because I found out he had been seeing someone else, and that this was actually the second time I had caught him cheating. When I ended things, I promptly packed up the few belongings he had left at my place for him to collect, including a clipper set, approximately worth $70, that he uses for personal grooming, as well as sometimes cutting hair on the side for extra money. While packing his belongings, I accidentally dropped the bag the clippers were in, and it turns out they were damaged. He informed me of this, and I apologized, explaining that it was not done intentionally but was an accident. I felt he was trying to guilt trip me into replacing the clippers, though, saying things like, "What are you going to do about this?" Even though I was still open to remaining friends, this made me pretty angry considering all the money he still owes me, so I informed him that I will not be replacing the clippers because he has a job and can do it himself. I have also told him that I will pay the credit card off myself and want no further contact with him. So, am I the asshole? Oh, man. You know, I feel like this is probably a thing that happens to a lot of people, specifically ladies, where they start dating a guy who tanks their credit. It's a recurring theme. It's something that happens a lot. Carluin, that's exactly what I was thinking. What am I going to do? I'll deduct that little penance from the massive amount of money that you owe me. I'll take it off your tab, boy. This was a golden opportunity. A golden opportunity to deliver that line and be like, "Oh, okay, your new balance is this." And remember, he maxed out the $5,000 credit card after, or in addition to being given hundreds of dollars at a time to fight whatever problem was going on. That's tough. Pam K says, NTA small claims court. You're definitely not the asshole for not replacing the thing that you broke. He's the asshole for not replacing the thing that he broke, which is trust. And it's not just the money. I mean, he cheated. Which, dude, okay. What? Here, I'm going to rely on you to survive. Please give me money. I need to use your credit card. And by the way, I'm going to max it out. And then I'm going to cheat on you. Because clearly you have no boundaries. until after the fact. And if you're the asshole for anything, you're the asshole to yourself for not having those boundaries ahead of time, only after the fact. And hopefully this has changed, and now you would never do this thing again. And unfortunately, a lot of people go through this, and it takes getting burned to create a boundary, but hopefully this never happens again. Hopefully you've learned and you never let people treat you like this again, because he just thought he could walk all over you in every way, in every single way possible. And that's a terrible situation to be in. This sucks. Definitely not the asshole. I'm sorry you ended up in this situation, and it sucks. Bad. Real bad. I'm surprised that you said that you would just pay the card off and want no further contact with him, though. I mean, I get he was never going to give you any money to pay it off anyway. I get that. But you could have taken him to small claims court or done something to at least recoup some of that. But apparently it was worth it to you to just take that on and just have a clean break. That sucks. I'm sorry. NTA. Hopefully you've learned and won't do that shit again. Malin, thank you so much for the rose. Karen Stansberry with the hand wave. Thank you, Pam K. Cyrus. Okay. Cyrus with the roses. Thank you so much, Aaron Seti. Candy Thunder's dad's name is Cyrus. Spelled the Cyrus way. Seti, Karen Stansberry, Jada, Tony Spark, user, lots of numbers with the fire, Creepy Spice with the fire as well, Nikki with the heart me, Paula with the telescope, yes ma'am, Rosemary Ann with the tennis ball. I haven't seen the tennis ball before either. Hunter, Mama Nishiyama with the love you. Thank you so much for that. Pan K with the birthday cake. We are focused on birthday cakes right now. We're at 10 of 30. There is another there's another cake story that will be unlocked with this one. So, Are any of our cake stories as funny as that one? The gnarly old boot. That one was really damn good. I hope you guys were here for that one. Frankie J's mama with the tiny diny. Juliet with the rose. Moose with the rose. Sammy baby with the cake. Thank you so much. Candy Thunder throwing birthday cakes at me. Dylan Sprague as well. Mel Bell with the cake. Cakes. Tony Spark with another one there. Becky the unicorn with the pumpkin. I have confetti in my armpit. I feel it. It's like scratch tickling me. I'm like, gosh, I'm going to find it in places it shouldn't be again. I'm doing the shimmy, doing the confetti shimmy over here. Candy Thunder says she really wants to eat the cake. The cake that is the gift. It looks really good. It does look really good. Oh, man. Yeah, maybe you're just hungry. Let's, I want to eat a cartoon cake. That's how hungry I am. Wait. Tiffany, are you OP here? Or is this a completely different conversation going on? Sometimes peace is worth the money cost. And paying off that credit card allowed you to drive the credit score up. Did you see that random piece of confetti just fell from the heavens?
Well, it's hanging in the...
I know, it's hanging in our ductwork up there. But one piece just fell from the heavens. Okay, so Tiffany, you just got a different scenario here. Paying off that debt allowed me the credit score to go up and to buy a brand new SUV. Worth it. There you go. Paula, I am in Southwest Missouri. Are you throwing more confetti at me, or are you just trying to freak me out or ghost confetti? We got the ghost confetti going on here. Okay, we're going to dive into our next one. Oh, Karen Stansberry has the Chiefs tattoo. Heck yeah. One of our good buddies, Josh, is actually up at their practice, their first look practice right now. Hopefully Chris Jones showed up this time. Tony Spark, do you know if Chris Jones was at first look practice today? He wasn't? Again?
Last I heard, he wasn't. I knew he wasn't there yesterday.
Dang. Okay, we're going to go and dive into our next story. I need to sit before we get... Whoa, Elise has broke up with a guy and paid off the $7,200 in debt he left me. Worth every penny. I mean, I get it. St. Wickles, you're in Southwest Mo too? Heck yeah. Emily, you have an aunt your auntie is in Springfield, Mo. Immigrated from Kent, UK, where you are. Very nice. That's it's like less than an hour from me. We're down in Joplin. Karen from Wichita. Oh, heck yeah. Say Wickles, Springfield Mo in the house. There you go. It's Robin up in St. Louis. Nice. Oh, Karen, you got a good friend in Joplin? Very cool. Very, very cool. Shout out for SWMO, Kristen Museum Girl down there in Pierce City. Heck yeah. Okay. Our next one here is from the AITA subreddit, and this one is, am I the astronaut for making my mother-in-law? I'm sorry. Am I the astronaut for making my future mother-in-law cry? I, 23 female, and my fiance, 25 male, dated for 4 years, and recently we got engaged. We had been planning a relatively small but meaningful wedding when I, unfortunately, lost my secondary income stream. I am a teacher by day, so I really relied on that income. My fiance recently changed careers, and so he is still working his way back up in his field and can't contribute the way I used to. After an honest chat, we decided to push our date by a year so we would have time to figure out a way to make money, and at worst case cancel and elope. At this point, my future mother-in-law came to me to curse me out for not involving her in this choice, as she had her own guests who she now has to inform about the change. I was already anxious that she may try to expand our guest list without my consent, and I was correct. My fiance has defended me in the situation, but mother-in-law has had multiple cry fests with other family members claiming that I am ruining the wedding and destroying her son's big day. Is it her son's big day, or is it her big day 2.0? I think we all know. I think we all know the answer to that. Yep. Members of the Storm coming up with their mother-in-law alert emotes there. Well timed. Well played, Storm. Well played. I honestly don't know what to do at this point, as I will not be able to just make $10,000 appear to cover our shortfall, and I feel like a failure in the eyes of my new family for not being able to afford everything. So the question begs, am I the asshole for not consulting her? Update, thank you all for your kindness and support. The reason I have a second income is due to my very expensive medical bills. I have had issues with my health. I have had issues with my health since I was young, and most recently I've been going through chemo for breast cancer. When I mentioned to her that it was my chemo or the wedding, she suggested we just pause my treatment and pay for the wedding. What? Wait, what? I think you should pause your cancer treatments for the wedding. You don't want the cost to interfere with the big day for my boy. My baby has to have his wedding. Do you really need the chemo? Really? Do you? I don't know that you do. Okay. She just sent herself straight to ascon 1. My fiance and I have now cut off all communication, and we are focusing on finding a means for funds to pay for chemo. We will be eloping this year with just us two. Thank you all for the support. I truly believed I was the a-hole because of her. No. Is that confetti in my eye or just hair? I think it's just hair. Holy crap. Okay, it's not like she was jumping in and contributing the difference. It's you guys were trying to figure out a way to make it work, and you were being responsible. Most parents would be like, I can't believe it. My babies are being responsible with their money. They're planning ahead. They're putting things off so they can make sure that they can afford them. But hell no. Mother-in-law in this case is like, I'm going to look so dumb to my friends because I'm going to have to go back and tell them that the party's moving, if not canceled, because his hoe bag of a fiance can't afford it. She has to pay for her gosh heckin' chemo. What a see you next Tuesday. Straight to ascon 1 with her. Let's talk about OP first. OP. Am I the asshole for making my future mother-in-law cry? No. And you should probably do it more often, because she probably needs to experience enough pain to create some change. She's got a whacked out worldview right now where she's prioritizing her son's big day over your cancer treatment. That tells you everything you need to know about this woman, but we'll go ahead and make it official and send her straight to ascon 1. which is maybe not going to play. It's the ghosts. The tech ghosts are invading this as well. Here we go. Straight to ASCON 1 with you, mother-in-law. What in the hell? First of all, nobody buys that you're looking out for your son's big day. This is a party for you where you get to show off in front of your friends. There was no mention of you contributing to this wedding at all, which makes it a little bit confusing, but it's like you're just so worried about how you look to other people that your brain is just cross-wired and there's just smoke coming from your ears and your hair because you're not thinking clearly. Someone's well-being and their ability to receive medical treatment trumps a party. Definitely should, but pretty sure you were only thinking about yourself in this case, Mumsy. And I'm glad they've gone no contact with you. And I hope walking that to your friends. I'm sure the story mother-in-law cooked up for this is a whopper too. Good gravy. So she doesn't have to look bad to all of her friends. I'm sure she's cooked up a whale of a tale. This is terrible, though. Poor girl. Poor OP here. No, this mother-in-law needs to cry a lot more. Mesmerized said, son, if he's not standing up to mom, as ASCOM 1-2, he did, though. He stood up to her. He said, OP said that he has defended her throughout this, and they both made the choice to go no contact with her. My fiance and I have now cut off all communication, and we are focusing on finding a means for funds to pay for chemo. So, yeah, she's got a good one there that was willing to go no contact with his own mom because of this shit. Nikki says, eloping is the smartest thing to do. F the mother-in-law. Mother-in-law is crazy, Dana says. Oh, faux show. Daniel says, if she died because she didn't have the treatment because of her, then that's manslaughter, honestly. I mean, it would still be her choice to do it or not do it. But if I fail to see how she would force her into making that decision, but she was sure trying. She was willing to sacrifice her health for a party. Jesus. We need a black hole for passing ASCON 1. We'll work on that. Here we go. Says, so far, the mother-in-law is the worst one I've heard of. This is pretty bad. This is pretty bad. Love skills. Damn, I'm sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that. Okay, Ultraviolet Light says, do not take money from mother-in-law. That way she gets no say in how you spend it. And it sounds like she hadn't contributed to this point, which is a little confusing. She wanted consulted first. Emily Shales, God, could you imagine if and when they have kids? No. Cannot. Love skills. Thank you so much for the high bear and the rose. Brooke with the rose as well. Mal with the mariachi hat. Dana with the cake. Leanne with the rose. Kara's one with the cake as well. Ashley with the heart me. Crash Cart Ronnie with the heart me there. Janine with the Anemo slime. Yes ma'am. Rosemary Ann with the weights. Nikki with the birthday cake. The one that we're targeting right now. We're at 19 of 30 to unlock a new cake story. Millie with the heart me. Billy, good name. We just had a story about that name. Rachel with the love you. Michael Cujo with the cake. Sweet Shelley with the finger heart. Blue Easter with the cake as well. Malin with the roses. Crash Cart Ronnie with the birthday cake. Heck yeah. Brooke with the high bear. Thank you so much for that. And Sirius with the rose. Cyrus, sorry. I see Sirus and I immediately want to say Sirius, like Sirius Black. Bets Lou with the birthday cake that looks good enough to eat. Daniel Magnum with the roses. Cyrus with the heart me as well there. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate that. VP says I would reconsider getting married. Seriously. I mean, look, her fiance is with her in this, not with Mumsy. But I see your point that you're going to be tied to this no matter what. However, hopefully you love the person that you're marrying enough to overcome that. Right. And as long as he stays no contact and if they got married and immediately he was like, oh, my mom's back in our lives. We're married. What are you going to do? That would be a really shitty situation. It's a possibility, but she's got to trust him there. She's got to trust him. Oh, yeah. We have conversations in the VIP group on Facebook about how the American health insurance program is a racket. And we are in agreement. As small business owners, it is particularly shitty for us. Particularly. What? Sweet Shelly says, just walked outside and froze. It's 8, so 45 degrees Fahrenheit. I hate winter. Oh, man. We've got, we're coming up on like 100-degree week here. Next week, isn't that right? It's supposed to be a heat wave coming through. Hot. It's going to be hot. However, there was one day next week when we're taking the entire team and taking a lake day. So we're going to be out on the pontoon boat. What lake are we going to? Uh-oh. Something completely unrelated is going on here that has them all busting up laughing.
Table Rock Lake.
We'll be at Table Rock Lake next Thursday. Table Rock. Sorry. It's a feel like 105 degrees there, Katie Op. No. Uh-oh. Are you showing me? You can just show me. We won't show it on the stream, but you can show me.
He said he wasn't tan.
Tony Spark never thinks he's tanned enough. He's like one of the most tan guys because he's always out on the lake, like every weekend out on the lake. So he's like 87 shades more tan than I am, and still doesn't think he's ever tan enough. So we took new headshots today in the studio, and Jesse took the opportunity to add to his tan. It looks great. You got 2 2s?
Yes, it looks like Ross.
You look like Ross from the spray tan place. You got 4 2s on one side? Oh, man. Expecto Momsorotum. Steffi, there you go. Oh, man. 9 more cakes to get there. Oh, 8. We're at 8 more cakes to get there. Hunter Girl through and through too. Stella, thank you so much for the heart me. Vintage 80s lady with the birthday cake. Heck yeah. Dana with the slice of cake there. Karen Stansberry with the panda. Dana with another slice of cake there. Ashley with the ice cream cones. Meg with the lightning bolts, and Kat with the rose as well. Thank you guys so much for that. We're 8 away on that. So we're about to unlock another cake story here. In the meantime, let me jump to the next one here. We'll stop recording this one. Start again. Okay, we're at 77% of our likes goal here. So please, again, make sure that you're tapping the screen to like the stream and sharing. Sharing is a big deal for us right now. We appreciate all of that, of course. This is another follower submission. So OP, if you're in chat, again, feel free to raise your hand and claim the story here. This one is, am I the astronaut for not wanting my mother-in-law to come visit? So heads up, this is going to be long. I had a baby in December. I had to have an emergency C-section, but both the baby and I are doing great. My in-laws came for a visit 2 weeks after she was born to help with the cooking, cleaning, and with my oldest daughter since I had just had major surgery. They got a hotel at my husband's request, but they only went there to sleep. They all just hung out here in our tiny 650 square foot apartment from 7:30 or 8 a.m. to 9:30 or 10:30 p.m. So there were 5 adults, a teenager, 2 kids, and... Oh, I'm sorry. So there were 5 adults, a teenager, 2 kids under 5, and a newborn baby. It was tight to say the very least. From the moment they got here, my mother-in-law grabbed my baby out of my arms, sat down on the couch, and would not move, except to tell me what to do or take the baby from me. Very helpful, mother-in-law. Very helpful. Clean this. Give her to me. The older baby needs a diaper change. She smells. Will you do the 5-year-old's hair? Get me a snack. You've been feeding her forever, etc. My husband did try to step in. He took his brothers and dad out of the house so it wasn't as crowded, and that helped a ton. He would also ask her to help, and she would just complain that she wasn't feeling well so somebody else could do it. I was feeding the baby in the bedroom, and our dog had an accident on our carpet. So she came into my room, took the baby out of my arms, and said, I'll take her while you go clean up the mess. My hubby and the boys weren't home, so it was just me, her, my kids, and a 5-year-old girl. I did all the cooking and cleaning and took care of her kids so she could rest and spend time with the grandbaby while the men weren't there. She would tell her kids to raid my fridge and pantry without asking, and close to $350 of food was gone in 2 days. We're college students. Full time, and food is expensive, so that's a big deal to us. She was constantly complaining about how much the food I'd made for dinner / lunch / snack every meal upset her stomach, and she was always hungry. And her words, not mine, she was going to overflow the toilet. Did I mention she's a huge oversharer? Then, to put the cherry on top, the last day they were here, they came in the morning, got all comfortable on my couch, and when my husband came out of the back room with the baby, said, "Just so you know, we found bed bugs in our hotel room and our luggage this morning." I saw red. I was so mad I couldn't say a word. I just took the baby into the bedroom and fed her until they left. Then I spent the rest of the day looking for bed bugs and cleaning everything top to bottom. Since then, sadly, she's been diagnosed with cancer, but she has been responding well to treatments and her prognosis is really good. Now they're wanting to come up and visit us again. And I feel like an asshole because I am dreading seeing her and repeating that whole experience. I don't want to be rude. I just don't want to spend that much time with her. Am I the asshole? Oh my goodness. I need to go back and check something here. Okay, the in-laws came for a visit 2 weeks after. So the in-laws have a 5-year-old kid? Is that right? In-laws came for a visit 2 weeks after she was born to help with the cooking, cleaning, blah, 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 blah. And my oldest daughter, since I just had major surgery, they got a hotel, but they only went there to sleep. They all just hung out in the 650 square foot apartment. So there were 5 adults, a teenager, 2 kids under 5, and a newborn baby. Okay. So she has a couple of kids there too. The in-laws had a couple of kids they brought. The question is, am I the astronaut for not wanting my mother-in-law to come visit? She doesn't really come visit though, right? She comes over and does a hostile takeover. If it was visiting, that would be one thing, but that's not what's happening. She's coming over and not helping with the things that she's supposed to be helping with. She was supposed to be helping with everything not baby related, and instead done what we've seen so many mothers-in-law do in stories and just jumps in and steals the baby from you, which why the hell did you let that happen? And just proceeds to boss you around about everything else, which is the last thing that needed to happen. A boundary here to say, no, I've got her. I need your help with XYZ would have been good. Now, boundaries with a mother-in-law, I'm sure, are difficult to create, but you got to do it because, look, they want to come back. And her understanding of the situation right now is she's got no boundaries. I could railroad her. I can do whatever the hell I want. I can boss her around. I can just go hold the baby the whole time. You've got to create boundaries at some point here. You are not the asshole for not wanting your mother-in-law to come visit. And again, that's a feeling. Your feeling is not wanting that to happen. You can't be an asshole for feeling something. You can only potentially be an asshole for acting on that in a certain way. So in this case, you cannot want her to come and say no, or you can say yes, but only if XYZ, and get a mutual understanding of the boundaries before you agree to have them there, which may be the play here. Or say yes, and when they arrive, make sure you have your boundaries up and your shields up right then, because she's going to do everything she can to tear them down. You're not the asshole for feeling this. You have some options about what to do with it, though. And I really feel like the smart play would be like, sure, if you agree to do this, or you agree to not do these things, because they were not helpful at all. In fact, I was trying to recover from a serious surgery, and you made it harder for me. You actually did more harm than good. And you may have to explain that in order to convey the need for these boundaries, but you're going to have to create boundaries one way or another. There's no way to not do this. You got to do it. So, not the asshole, but got to get those boundaries in place. Amber Hickey says, and I'm staying single. No mother-in-law. Hey-oh, we hit our cake goal here. You start walking over here and I'm like, oh God, he's going to shoot another confetti cannon at with me about telling me. Can they visit her? Maria says, yeah. Hey, my niece Paisley is in chat again. She calls me Uncle D. Hey there, Paisley. Let's get some lightning bolts up here for Paisley. Good to see you. Good to see you, kiddo. Candace B says the husband needs to step up too and defend you as well. Agreed. And I mean, the one thing that he did here, we didn't talk about him at all. The one thing that he did was try to get the rest of the guys away to free up some space there, which was a little bit helpful. But when it's time to convey those boundaries to his mom, you are going to need his help. you're definitely going to need his help. Let me get some confetti and music rocking here. Let's go ahead and thank all folks who helped make this happen. Sammy Baby, Nix, Tony Spark, Candy Thunder, Pirate Pumps, Michelle Heather, Hunter Girl, Bets Lou, Jenny T. We got Willow Queen, Delilah, Dylan Sprague, Pam Knows Ecstasy, Leona Medwater. We've got Vintage 80s Lady, Elise Newman, Hyde Bratz, and Riley 1416. Thank you guys so much. You're awesome. You can actually see a little bit of like the powder burst from that thing. Here, can I see one of those? Are they all the same kind? These two are the big ones, right? Those are the little ones. These are the little ones we're just having to throw the confetti out of. But these are the boom ones. Which ones are they both an equal amount of boom? Okay. So both of these. It says no fireworks. Stuck. I tried to walk over there to set them down in my headphones, about to just yanked me down. Oh my gosh. Lightning bolts for Paisley. Heck yeah. Okay, I'll get the next one set up here. Is that right? Okay. Now I know what I'm doing. I got stuck for a second. Stuck in the Matrix. I'm doing a little bit different today. Trying to make them more attainable. Confetti everywhere. I can't type. It's coming back, folks. The Ascon helmet is coming back. Okay, so we've got one set up for... Oh, I chose a weird amount, huh? Okay, let me fix that. 39. That's not what I meant to say. I meant to say 30 of these. We've got 30 confettis, and that will do a confetti cannon and the Ascon helmet. Which definitely gives Monty Python vibes and is super attractive on me, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Okay. Oh, man. Stephanie, we are into like story. We're getting ready to start number 7, I believe. We're rounding home now. Well, I'm counting that cake one that I bounced down to read. Yeah. Don't say no, man. I got this. We're starting officially on number 6.
You're reading the cake story now.
Oh, yeah. We're bouncing down to the other cake story. That's right. You saved me. You saved me, man.
Go ahead and read number 3 instead of number 2.
Okay. It's an audible. Calling an audible here. Okay, we've got the cake story coming up. Cake story is coming up. It's okay. We're actually going to be chopping these stories up and using them as posts. So if you watch the videos that we post normally, you will actually see these stories starting. I think we started doing it last week. Crazy Canadian, thank you. Appreciate that. We're going to have the 9-ish total, I think. We got a couple more to go. Okay, here's our cake story. This one is from the AITA subreddit, and it is, am I the astronaut for returning my husband's birthday gift to pay for the birthday cake my daughter baked? Boughter? Am I the astronaut for returning my husband's birthday gift to pay for the birthday cake my daughter baked after he refused to pay her? Oh, no. What are you saying? Should I not read this one?
The goal already for the confetti. So should you read this one?
Oh my God.
Should you read this one in the helmet? Read the cake story.
Okay, I'll do it in the helmet. Let me go ahead and we're already there for confetti. Let me thank you guys real quick before I start reading this, and I'll throw the helmet on. We're doing it. Nick's 7572, Amanda, we've got Josh and Gammy, we've got Quadriplegics, we've got Just Heather, Miles Griff, Sweet Shelly, Just Amazing, TVD Fangirl, Tony Spark, Candy Thunder, TLS Journey, and Elise Newman. Thank you guys so much. You are awesome. Here comes more confetti here. It's happening. Heck yeah. Well, you want to do the confetti too? Okay. Okay, I'm going to get the next one set up here. Here it comes. Look at all the dust particles that come out of this. It's like confetti shrapnel going on here. There's an insane amount of confetti over here. It's true. It's going down my shirt. It's going down my shirt. This is an insane amount of confetti. Yeah, you guys got there so fast. It's crazy. It's just pure madness. No crack fetty or pit fetty. Yeah, pit fetty is a new one. I felt it, man. It's I've got back fetty going on right now, I'm pretty sure. As long as we don't get Bobo fetty. Okay. I'm almost there. Almost got it. All right, this next one will go toward the third cake story. I'm reading number 3 right now, though. Yeah, in the helmet. Okay, we're doing it. We're doing it. The next one we have set up is for, we've got 300 of the cake slices, and this will be for yet another cake story. But let me get this thing off. Canned air. Yeah, I have one of those rechargeable like air gun things that will blow it off everywhere, but apparently it's too loud. All right. Let me get my coconut halves together and start galloping through. Do the Monty Python bit here. Not wearing the headphones because they don't work so well with this thing on. I know, it's super attractive. You guys like it. It's like it was made for me. It's like they used a model of my head and body while making this thing. And they're like, man, just he's perfection. Okay, we're going to get into it here. All right, here's the cake story. What?
You just look great.
I look really good. I know. It's also super authentic. Like, I feel like I could go straight into space right now and be totally fine.
Well, we borrowed it from the NASA exhibit.
Yeah, we did borrow it from the NASA exhibit at the Air and Space Museum in D.C. We'll bring it back eventually. Yeah. This was Buzz Aldrin's original helmet. I don't know if you guys know that or not. It's still got some of his hair particles. You can hear Candy Thunder laughing in the background. That's her true laugh. She gets the belly laugh going on when she thinks something's really damn funny. I like how this thing moves with my chin. Like, I'm going to talk like this so it moves like that. Okay, here we go. Houston, we have a cake story. Am I the astronaut for returning my husband's birthday gift to pay for the birthday cake my daughter baked after he refused to pay her? I had to redo the title wearing this now because, why not? Basically, the title. My daughter, 16, has a thing for baking. She bakes cakes and some sweets and makes money out of it by selling her work to relatives, friends, and supposedly us. My husband, her stepdad, his 40th birthday took place days ago. He asked my daughter to bake him the birthday cake, and she agreed. I told him about paying her, to which he responded with, "Pay her? Get out of here. I'm her dad." I insisted, seeing how she's a yes person and a people pleaser, so won't outright demand the money from him. He said he'd pay, but days went by and he didn't pay her a cent. I decided to go ahead and sell the wristwatch I bought him as a birthday gift and pay her for it. He found out and went off on me. I told him he had enough time and he should have paid her even before he received the cake. He said that I was teaching her to treat familial relationships as transactional and rated her to be materialistic. I explained the time, effort, and even money she put towards making the cake, but he lashed out verbally, calling me an asshole for making this move and for enabling my daughter to expect so much from family that she's supposed to help with nothing in return. He's furious and told almost the whole family about how I took back his birthday gift and returned it. I got enough shame from family members to begin thinking that I might be an asshole for how I dealt with this. Am I the asshole? Edit! Y'all, my daughter did want and expect to be paid. If she intended for it to be free, then I would have kept my mouth shut. And also, the wristwatch wasn't expensive. I kept the rest of the money after giving my daughter her share. Hey, we're at 500K for the likes goal. Heck! I don't know why I ducked. I have a helmet on. I was completely protected. Duck and cover. Candy is loving this way too much. And you know what that means? This is coming home.
Oh, I thought you wanted me to
No, here, just go and throw it in your bag. This is coming home with us. Okay. Oh.
I'll put it on off.
Yes, it looks great. Come on over. No, why not?
I'm like, my veins popping. I'm laughing.
Oh, okay.
My Monica vein is coming.
Okay. You guys are awesome. That like skull was a step up from the last like skull that we had too, which was 400K. So you guys nailed it. So, okay, thoughts on this story. I had to take the helmet off so I could actually hear. This is a complicated deal because she started doing this to make money. She started doing this with the understanding that she was doing it for other people, selling it to them to make money. So there was an understanding up front that she would be doing this for money. She was buying ingredients herself. She was putting in the time. It's her side hustle. He knows that it's her side hustle and thought, what, just because I'm her dad, I don't have to honor that, even though she's spending her own money to do this, which would be fine if it was communicated ahead of time, because you've got a deviation from the norm. Every other family member paid her to do it because they want to support her side hustle, right? It's as much about her as it is the person that she's doing this for. And I'm sure she puts extra love and care into it beyond what she's being paid for it. But again, the other side of this is that if it's a true side hustle and she wants to be paid for it, she probably needs to learn to do some kind of invoicing system for this, right? I mean, if it's a true side hustle and she wants to make money doing this and grow this and make it become a thing, she probably needs to come up with some kind of formal system for this. But the understanding of this side hustle was that she was doing it to make money. That's why family members were having her do it. So I can't. This is it's a tricky one because I understand kind of where Dad's coming from, but the precedent had been set that she was doing this for money, and that's the only reason she's doing it. She didn't start doing this because she, wants to bake a cake for everybody in the world. She started doing this because she wanted to do something she enjoyed and make money at it. She needed a side hustle, and that's what she started doing. This happened. Took a drink. Confetti. You don't hustle your dad. I agree. He asked her, though. He asked her, and he knew beforehand that she was doing this to make money. Now, I don't know that Mom stepping in was the play. I don't know that Mom stepped in, but he agreed to pay her. That's the kicker here. So he said, you should pay her. This is her job. This is what she's doing to make money. And at first he bucked against it, but then he said he would do it. There's the kicker. He said he would do it. Now, also, life's busy. I don't know how much time did she let go by before she took his birthday gift back to pay her. Jessica Polito says, I'm a cake designer. I would never charge one of my parents. This is also a 16-year-old girl who bakes cakes and some sweets and makes money off of it by selling her work to relatives, friends, and supposedly us. You know what? Okay, so Mom stepping in and doing what she did, the daughter would have let this go, wouldn't have said a word about it because it's her dad. I think it kind of seems like she was taking donations for this, not necessarily like you owe me X amount of dollars for doing this thing. It's I will do this thing for you if you want to donate to the cause so that I can keep doing this. Cool. It seems like that was the arrangement going on here. I don't know that for sure, but she would have not said a word about it, and it probably wouldn't have been a big deal for her. She would have just been like, well, yeah, you win a donation on some, you lose some. Mom stepping in and doing what she did was probably stepping over the line. And even, if anything, should have maybe talked to the daughter and said, hey, if you want to be paid for this, you need to talk to your dad about it or your stepdad about it. Instead, she took his gift back, which there were different paths available for him. He had enough time to take care of it. There were different paths available for it. She could have just kept riding his ass about it until he finally got it done, or she could have cut the daughter a check on their behalf, taking the gift back in order to get the funds from that was a statement, right? That was a middle finger statement. And this is a blended family too, so it's extra tough and delicate. It's very tough. And you know what? I think where we're at is here. I think we're at an everyone sucks here. I really think we are. Everyone sucks except for the 16-year-old daughter, because she wouldn't have said jack about it. She would have just done it and been happy to do it and been like, yeah, whatever. Now, there was the edit down here and she said that y'all, my daughter did want and expect to be paid. So she expected to be paid for it because that was the precedent. The precedent had been set for that. Now, she wouldn't have said anything if he didn't end up doing it. So that's why I'm saying she's not the asshole here, because she would have let it slide. But, you know, mom took a statement approach to this and gave dad the middle finger. Dad let it drag on for too long. And if their precedent was set that she was doing this for money, then he asked her to do it knowing that she does this for money. Then you have to have the expectation of paying. Then she could have said, no, this one, you're my dad. This one, I can't accept your money for it. That's a different kind of thing. Should have at least had the expectation that he was going to pay for it. But everybody sucks here. We hit the next cake goal too? Y'all are just hitting it. Do I have to put the ascon helmet back on? Dun, 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 dun. Yep. Okay. All right. You guys hit the next goal here too. Let me go ahead and give some thanks here. Josh and Gammy, short arse. Got it. Short arse. We've got quadriplegics. We got TLS Journey. We got Nix, Sammy Baby, Candy Thunder, Ifarian. We got Jarby, Sweet Shelly, Gloria Alonzo, Tony Spark, Just Sean, Amanda, Love Skills, Elsie, Pam Knows Ecstasy, Mara Bar. We've got Kimbo. We've got Nettie73 Loera, Miles Griff, Dylan Sprague, Angela Robertson. It's Robin with an I, Riley, and Kyla Shannon. Thank you guys so much. You are awesome. Also, Kaylin, subscribe for month 2. Still a member of the storm. Heck yeah, glad to still have you in the fam here. Let me set the next one up here. The next one is... Oh, and that was another cake story, right? Oh, you guys got all 3 cake stories unlocked today. Look at you. Okay, so this is a different one. This one is different. Might take me a second to find this because I've never seen it before. Un momento. Got it. I have seen it before. I've seen it. I done seen it. We got this. Okay. Cotton the Seal. He's our new one there. The reward for this one is going to be Tony and Candy coming on screen. Oh, and I get to shoot confetti at you guys? Cool. One of you should probably wear the protective astronaut helmet just to make sure you protect your dome. They're both pointing at each other right now. Oh, man. Oh, there you go. Emily Shales. Mom should have paid on Dad's behalf. And, I mean, she ended up doing that, but she ended up taking back his birthday gift to do it, so that was kind of shysty, which is what landed her in everyone sucks here territory, you know what I mean. Okay, we have the final cake story here. This one is from the subreddit, just the subreddit. What, the only one that we can still get into, right? All right, this is from the AITA subreddit, and this one is, am I the astronaut for not making my brother and his fiancée a wedding cake after they refused to pay me? I, 25, love to bake. It's a big passion of mine and something I love to do as a hobby in my free time. I have an Instagram account that I use to show off my work, which is mainly the cakes I bake and decorate. I make these cakes for family and friends for birthdays or special occasions, Christmas, Easter, etc. I never charge for these cakes, but I'm always compensated in some way by my family and friends. They'll usually gift me money or a gift card to my favorite restaurants or make me a dish in return as a thank you. It's like the 16-year-old girl from the last story has grown up. And here she is. My younger brother, 23 male, and his fiance, 23 female, were planning their wedding and asked me a few months in advance if I'd be able to make their cake for them. This would be my biggest order yet. They wanted a 3-layer cake. Wedding was 75 people, and the flavor of strawberry shortcake as it's their favorite. I was hesitant at first, but agreed to make the cake under the condition that I was compensated for it. I explained to them that it was the biggest order I've ever had, and it was going to take up a lot of my time, labor, and be costly. I gave them a very fair price for a cake of that caliber. They agreed. I also made it clear that I wanted to be paid before the wedding. I provided them multiple sketches of what the cake would look like, made a practice batch of the actual cake so that they could sample, and they loved the cake and approved of everything. Fast forward to last week, 6 days before the wedding. I contacted my brother for my payment as I was going to get started on buying the rest of the ingredients for the cake, minus the strawberries. I was going to do that closer to the date so they could be fresh. He assured me he'd drop off my check the next day. Next day came, brother went MIA and no check arrived. So I tried to contact him again. Next day came, no check again. I offered to drive to their house and pick up the check. They made an excuse that it didn't work with their schedules. So the day before the wedding, I contacted both my brother and his fiance asking again. They blew up on me, telling me that I'm a selfish bitch for charging them when I don't charge the rest of my family, and that they refused to pay, but demanded me to make the cake. What? I said no and explained my terms again. They called me a selfish asshole and said I better make the damn cake. I again said no. So the day of the wedding, I decided not to attend due to the amount of disrespect they showed me. Well, my brother, his fiance, and her family are now blowing up my phone, sending me all kinds of nasty messages. My family are trying to stay out of it, but don't think I should have screwed them like that. Am I the asshole for not making the cake after they refused to pay? Info: I was charging them $400. Yeah, Shaz, you're right. NTA, any business wouldn't have made it. Who would have done it? They would have had to pay any business to do this. And she explained ahead of time, yes, she does cakes without a payment required for other family members that are much smaller projects. This was going to be a massive project, which is why it was going to cost actual money. Also, everyone else that she did a cake for compensated her in some way. It wasn't going to be free, no matter what. You know what I mean? A $400 for a 3-tier cake for 75 people is probably a pretty damn good deal. And they sampled it and loved it. She did a practice run on it. Like she's got a lot of time and cost into this. She's got some stuff into it. What was our cake flavor? Candy Thunder. I remember it was delicious. We didn't wait to eat the topper. We ate it when we got home. Was that bad luck? Is that supposed to be bad luck? You're supposed to freeze it and eat it at like the 1-year mark or something? Hey, here we are. Apparently it was fine. It's cake, damn it. It had like a glaze to it too, right? It was almost like an angel food cake glaze on that cake. Yeah, a naked cake with fruit and glaze. So damn good. So damn good. Wicked one, you're right. Yeah, she's going to need the money to make the cake. She's got to go get all the ingredients. It's not like she just like snaps her fingers and goes out to the garden and gets all of her cake materials from it. It's not like that. Lady Van Landingham, we ate ours too. Blue Easter, you are correct. I love dirt cake. Love dirt cake to the point that I can only have it at my birthday once a year because otherwise I would have some serious medical conditions going on. Oh my gosh, Pamela, you've been married for 20 years and your topper is still in the freezer? Wow. Emily, yeah, good point. Family or not, people should have signed contracts for things like this. I think here's the kicker. Well, here's something that we have to think about. To this point, she had only done unpaid projects. This was going to be her biggest one yet. If she was doing wedding cakes as an official gig, this is a side passion project for her. She does this for fun. What she ended up doing for people, they compensate her somehow for. If this was an official small business, I'd say, yeah, this is like a FreshBooks kind of thing. You need some kind of signed agreement up front. You need some kind of formal payment system in place up front, 50% down, 50% like within a week, or 50% due a week before the actual event, some kind of structure like that. And if she was going into actual business for this, it would probably be, she'd probably get to that point. In this case, it was just the biggest one yet. It's the first thing that she's tackled like this, and she had to have that money up front to be able to have the materials to even make the fucking cake. So they're like, no, we're not paying you, make the cake. And she's like, how exactly would you like me to do that? You snap my fingers. You want me to go in the hole making this cake? You want me to invest all this time and for me to just pay for all the materials and receive no compensation for it whatsoever? And then want me to go to your wedding and sit there and pretend like I'm happy about it too? No thanks. That, yeah, they agreed to pay up front and then they reneged on it. And that is not okay. They knew that what they were doing was wrong. They knew what they were doing was wrong. Carol, yeah, they agreed, then just didn't pay, then got mad when there was no cake. And I wonder what they told the rest of the family, because if the rest of the family is as pissed as they are, I'm guessing that there was no cake at the wedding. And you know what? Weddings get expensive. They could have had a lot of runaway expenses that ate into the funds that they had set aside for this cake and just couldn't pull it off. And if that's the case, like, say that up front. And I'm guessing that OP would have been like, hey, I get it. But I'm guessing that you guys are going to get some money as wedding gifts. Like, just write, I need a written guarantee for you that, you know, like the day after the wedding, you will pay, or 1 week after, or whatever it is. I'm sure she would have been understanding if it was some kind of good reason for it, but that wasn't the case here. They were just shitty about it. And then afterwards got the whole family to be shitty as well. Well, that's going to solve your problems. It's not going to make a cake appear on your wedding day. They just didn't want it to be their fault to all these other people. So they had to project that blame onto someone else. Cool. Kristen, they effed around and found out. No pay, no cake. That's right. You ain't gonna pay, you ain't gonna get no cake. Janine, yeah, it's a big difference between making a cake for a few people and doing one for 75 people. That's a lot. It's too many. It's too many people. It's a lot. Love Skills, thank you so much for the High Bear. Don Solly with the Heart Me. Zach Thor with the roses. Kate with the roses as well. Dylan with the rose. Nikki with the Cotton the Seal. Tony with Cotton the Seal as well. Quadriplegic's wife with the Cotton the Seal. Dory with the cake. Slimy Toe. Well, that's an interesting name. With the Heart Me. Zach Thor with the Heart Me as well. Michelle with the roses. Gloria with the roses. Or I'm sorry, Gloria Corona with the lightning bolts here. Amanda with the Heart Me. Gloria with the lightning bolts there as well. JP with the rose. Gloria with even more lightning bolts. 38 of them that time. Love Scales with the cake. Kaylin subscribing, being a member of the Storm for month 2 there. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Marla with the roses. Skittle with the roses. Amanda A with the roses as well. Frankie J's mama with the tiny diny. Heck yeah. Thank you so much. Pam K with the cake slice. Thank you. Skittle with the rose. Crash Cart Ronnie with the roses. Michelle with the rose. Inky Inkblot with the corgi. Honey Bun with the heart me. Marla Rivers with the rose. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate that. Dreamer Sincerity with the donut. Daniel with the rose. Frankie J's mama with the cat paws times 10. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. And Joe with the guacamole. The guacamole. Karen with the rose. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate that beyond what I could ever say. Zach Thor subscribed and became a member of the Storm. Welcome to the fam. Welcome, man. Cool name too. Marla Rivers. I said your name right. I sound like an auctioneer. Speaking of auctioneers, we're still working on Tony Spark for this. Tony Spark is an auctioneer. He has not agreed to do his auctioneer bit up here in front of camera yet, but we're still working on him. We're working on him. Mariah, yeah, good point. It's not just the ingredients expenses. She also has to pay for utilities to make and store it. And she also talked about labor in here too, so she may actually be pulling in some help. They agreed to pay, though. They agreed to pay and then reneged on it. So she agreed to make a cake for money. No money, no cake. It's pretty simple. It's pretty simple. Okay, we are close to 5 o'clock, but I will get one more story in here for you, I think. We've got the Airbnb one. Is that okay? Go for it. Okay. We're going to go ahead and get one more in here. This one is from the AITA subreddit, and it is, I'm sorry, let me start recording. This one is from the AITA subreddit, and it is, am I the astronaut for telling my friend to leave our Airbnb? Me and my boyfriend, female 20 and male 20, rented a lake house Airbnb for this week, and we invited some friends. There are 8 of us on this trip. See you, Miles. Lightning bolts for Miles. He's done for the day. Me and my boyfriend Alex, Kate, and her boyfriend James, Alyssa, and her boyfriend Thomas, and 2 of our single friends Lauren and Simon. The lake house has 4 bedrooms. Bedrooms 1, 2, and 3 have king beds, and bedroom 4 is a bunk bed. We specifically got this Airbnb because it made sense that the couples would sleep on the king beds and the 2 singles would get the bunk bed. Everyone drove up to the Airbnb this morning. Me and my boyfriend were the last ones that got there because we stopped and got everybody some lunch. By the time we got there, everyone had picked their rooms and unloaded their bags. The last room left was the bunk bed room. I stepped out into the living room where everyone was and asked why Lauren and Simon weren't sleeping in the bunk bed room. Lauren said the king bed was more comfortable. Me and Simon don't want to sleep on the bunk bed. I said, that's not really fair. The other couples all get a king bed. The bunk bed was specifically for you guys, so please just move your stuff. Then Lauren said, no, we got here first, so we get dibs. I then said, either you guys move into the bunk bed room or you guys can leave. Me and Alex are the ones that paid for the Airbnb, so at the end of the day, what we say goes. Lauren got all mad, grabbed her stuff, and left. Simon got up and said it wasn't a problem, that he'd move into the bunk bed room. I got a text from Lauren just now saying that I was being a bitch over a literal bunk bed. All of our friends are on our side about this, but I don't know. Am I the asshole? I didn't mean to make Lauren upset, but she was being so difficult. Edit, I got a couple of comments already about this, but the Airbnb was completely paid for by me and Alex. Everyone else was in charge of food, snacks, alcohol, and any activities we want to do. We didn't ask anyone to pay their share of the Airbnb. Well, there you go. I think that makes it pretty flippin' simple, but how much easier would this whole situation have been with some communication ahead of time? How much easier would this have been to say to the group text, okay, couples get the kings, singles in the bunk bed? Would have solved everything. And maybe OP did that ahead of time, but they probably just assumed that people would figure it out because it's not hard to figure out when they got there. But being the last ones there, because you were picking up lunch for everybody else, they leave you the bunk bed room knowing that you are paying for this Airbnb. You got some shitty friends. I think that's what this comes down to. If you're paying for the place and they leave you the bunk bed when you stop to pick up lunch and that's why you're the last one there, you have some shitty friends. And not just the ones that were supposed to be in the bunk bed, the other friends who let it happen and didn't put up a fight about it. If your other friends didn't say, whoa, they're paying for all this, I'm pretty sure they're going to want the king room. Also, they're a couple. Pretty sure they're going to want one bed. You guys are singles. Bunk bed. Nobody wants to sleep in the bunk bed. I get it. But you don't take the freaking king room away from the people who are paying for the place. And if your other friends didn't step up for you, they're assholes too. You are not the asshole for telling your friend to leave. Well, that's not the first thing you said. First thing you said was move your shit. And she wouldn't. That's when you said that's when you told her to either move it or leave. I'm going with NTA here because if she had the balls to do that, knowing that you were paying for the place and knowing that you were the last one there just because you were getting lunch for everyone, some shitty entitlement going on there. But what do you think? Big G says, yeah, exactly. Their other friends should have said something. Yeah. Shell Clark, and if it wasn't in a relationship with a guy, I wouldn't be wanting to share a bed with him. Yeah, that is a little weird too, isn't it? I mean, apparently they're friends, so maybe it just wasn't a big deal there. Gabriel, I want to sleep in the bunk bed, but I'm single. I get it. Allison, in our group, whoever plans the trip gets first choice no matter when they get there. That would have been the nice thing to do. I mean, and not just planning, but paying for. They took the room away from the people who paid for it. Like, oh, I'm sorry, dibs. Where's my lunch? God. Sarah Myers says NTA. Agreed there. Creepy Spice, move it or lose it. NTA. Shell, friend and the guy might be a secret relationship or the girl wants something to happen. That may be the angle. That may be because he had no issue. He's like, I'll move my shit. I don't care. I'll sleep on the floor if you want me to. Yeah, that's pretty wild. Dibs is childish. Lily, yeah. The nicest, Elise says, the nicest view and room should have been saved for them, no question. Agreed. The other friend's not sticking up for this. I have a big problem with. Maybe they were just waiting until they got there to talk to them about it. But OP jumped on it first thing there. You don't call dibs on a place that someone else paid for, Kate says. Agreed. Bad form. Bad form. But there's so much room for activities. Crazy Canadian. Oh, Step Brothers. Heck yeah. Jarby, NTA, agreed. Zach, Thor, NTA, agreed. I throw their damn lunch in it. There you go. Well, you know, the Lauren didn't get lunch because she left. Simon's like, I'll take the bunk bed and I'll take her lunch too. It's cool. I don't care. Yeah, NTA for that one. Okay, it doesn't look like we're going to hit our last goal here, and we are up past 5 o'clock, so we'll go ahead and shut this thing down. Thank you guys so much for being awesome today and helping us just rip through a ton of goals here. Candy Thunder, Tony Sparks, did you want to jump on and say bye? Even though we didn't hit our goal to say bye, we can still just jump on and tell everybody bye. I'm going to bring them over and they're going to tell everybody bye. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us today. You guys are awesome. We had a hell of a lot of fun. There is so much confetti over here that it is overwhelming. There's an overwhelming amount of confetti over here. We got music going, sorry.
All the excitement, can you feel it? There you go. Pick up some of the confetti. Yeah. You guys are awesome!
There's no one else here that will blow.
There's some.
Ow, I hit my hand on the mic.
There's no one to blow confetti at us, so.
Here, if I can, here. You guys stay right there.
You guys stay right there.
No,
I'm not going to do the game.
I was just gonna blow it all.
I feel like this is like that gif of the.
It's not going up in front of the camera.
I feel like this is like the gif where the guy's like with the confetti. Oh my god, guys! There's so much confetti. Ah! Ah! It's everywhere. Holy cow!
They said you're not mentally. You shouldn't be left alone with confetti poppers.
Yeah. Cool.
Oh, it's all over my keyboard.
Either us.
Oh my gosh.
Everywhere.
Oh my gosh.
It's literally.
All right. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Oh, also, reminder, we do not have the VIP live today. We've got some other stuff going on, so apologies, but we will make it up to you next time. Okay? We will do the virtual. We will do the Double and Live as part of the studio tour as part of the Words Are Hard. Yep. All right. We'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Couldn't hear me where? Oh, way back here. Okay. Just the music. Gotcha. Here. I'll say it again. Okay. It was a reminder that this week we don't have the VIP live. I know there's confetti everywhere. It's all over the place. It's in my headphones. We do not have the VIP live today because we have some other stuff going on, but we are going to make it up to you next week. And we'll be including the studio tour in the sub-only live that we do next week. So, yeah, that was what I was trying to say from way back there. And it was being drowned out by the music. So, more confetti. All right, thanks again, guys. We'll see you next time.